I want to bring in someone who has been one of the loudest voices in the fight to end Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Former Army Lieutenant Dan Choi, who famously outed himself last year while he was still in the service, earning him a discharge. Dan, this has been a great day for you.
It's a historic day, as everybody's been saying, but it's something that we've all expected. You know, we know that when you're on the right side of justice and history, you don't ever go backwards. And so this is a real moment. It's not for me that is the most excited. I'm sure that this is sending shockwaves to all the closeted and fearful and self-hating people all throughout America who are afraid to come out because they're gay. And they're saying, finally, the government is saying that we're taking steps closer for you to access your integrity, and that's why it's so amazing. Not just amazing for me. I mean, I'm already out. I'm fairly openly gay, I guess you could say. But, yeah. You know, this is for all of those people in the military who are languishing, not able to come out to themselves because they are so ingrained with this self-hatred, and it's a message to them, and I hope that it really stiffens their spine.
Listen, Dan, you're in the military. Is it not true that most people in the military know who the gay men and women are around them and they're okay with it? So this is something that is just, it seems, you know, sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not hypocritical, that people are already there and now people will know.
Yeah, it's already a reality that, look, we're not only acknowledging the truth that we already know, we know that we're serving with openly gay people in other countries as well. You know, we're in these operations with NATO allies. There's openly gay people that we're already serving with. And so it's ridiculous when you hear people say, OMG, John McCain said, wow, look, this is going to cause the amputations of soldiers and Marines. And that was probably the most ridiculous thing that I've heard in a long, and I've heard a lot of ridiculous things, but when I heard that, I felt sorry for him. He must have lost a screw somewhere because he was saying that.
Well, Dan, I want to ask you this, because there have been lots of reports over the past week that you were hospitalized for a breakdown. I spoke with you a little bit earlier about it today. You say you were doing okay. Part of it was the stress from dealing with this don't ask, don't tell issue. What happened? Well,
this year has been a very tumultuous year. It's not easy to come back from war. I was diagnosed with combat post-traumatic stress disorder, which essentially a lot of the soldiers coming back from the war zone are dealing with, you know, the coming back home and reintegrating. And I've come back to a country where I'm being discriminated against for telling the truth of who I am, and it's coming out in itself is a traumatic event for some people. My dad is a Southern Baptist minister. My mom and dad came from Korea, and I came out to them just 2 years ago. I'm dealing with all of this, and on Thursday, when we had the Senate vote, I was so disappointed and dismayed. It really got to me, and I think that triggered an anxiety attack, which I had, and I was taken to the hospital by a fellow West Point graduate here in Cambridge, Massachusetts. I went to the Veterans Hospital here. They treated me so professionally, so wonderfully, and I learned a lot about PTSD, and I want to just allow this. I didn't want to publicize this in the beginning. It's hard for me to deal with this, as public as this year has been.
Yeah.
I just want to let people know that for soldiers, for veterans who need the help, who are dealing with their own private hell, they need to get that help, and the resources that are available to them are top-notch, and they will show you the way that it can be treated. And with all the stresses that we're going through, I know that there are many others that are in the same boat, particularly those gay people who are dealing with it. Today is a great day for them, that they can see some hope as well.
And Dan Choi, we wish you the very best, and all of our men and women in uniform who are dealing with any type of ailment, especially PTSD. Our thanks to Dan Choi.